So, it all began over 2 decades ago. Me, my parents, and my little brother, who was only 3 years old at the time, were sitting in our family room watching TV. My dad was surfing through the channels when suddenly, for a few split seconds, a channel came on, Comedy Central, and on that channel was the show Battlebots. It was only on for a few seconds until my dad changed the channel, when my brother screamed at him to go back. So my dad did, and that's how we discovered Battlebots. And all these decades later, my brother and I have been fans ever since. I still remember the dates of my early childhood, watching those old Battlebots episodes from the early 2000s. Yeah. And I'm still watching the new, improved Battlebots to this day. It's so much fun seeing all those robots beat each other up with their blades, their flippers, their hammers, all for the sake of entertainment. Yeah. I remember at one point when I was a kid, McDonald's was giving away BattleBots toys. Usually I don't go to McDonald's. That place is like the unhealthiest place alive. So we went there specifically to get the BattleBot toys. And the staff was impressed by my brother because he knew the names of all the bots. So they actually gave him all of the bot toys that were on the display case. Yeah. We had a lot of BattleBots toys growing up. My brother would play with them and pretend to be the announcer. Even with his regular toys, he would pretend to do BattleBot stuff. Yeah, this airplane toy they called the spinning airplane. He'd twirl it around and yeah. I think when I was a kid, my all-time favorite bot was Vlad the Impaler. Not just because he was an awesome flipper and the heavyweight champion, but in my little girl autistic mind, I actually thought the robot looked cute. I think it might have something to do with his forklift slots. I mean, in my mind, the forklift slots made me think it kind of looked like he had a face. I don't know, I just thought it was a cute design. I really like that little antenna that he always uses to self-right. Yeah. One thing about the old BattleBots that the new BattleBots doesn't have that I really miss a lot is the weight classes. Nowadays it's all heavyweights, but I miss the lightweights, the middleweights, and the super heavyweights. Brought a lot more variety to the sport. But you know, it's funny. Back in the old days, you see the lightweights being thrown all the way across the box whenever they hit each other. Nowadays, you see heavyweights do that to each other all the time. As technology advanced, so has the metallic violence of BattleBots. You literally see bots getting torn to pieces. And in today's BattleBots, you see a lot more smoke and fire, and even a few explosions here and there if they're using flamethrowers. I think my brother's favorite bot from the old BattleBots was Toro, because he loved how that super heavyweight always flipped bots up in the air, got them on their backs. Yeah, my brother, he still gets a kick out of that to this day. The reason why I'm talking about this is that my brother recently found a YouTube channel that posted all of the old Battlebots episodes. So it's great to see all of them again. Not just Battlebots though. There was also another robot combat show that I grew up with called Robotica, which I really enjoyed because it was a robot competition based more on skill rather than battle violence. Season 1 was the best, had a lot of great variety, and I love that the champion ended up being the underdog. That was a great story. Yeah. Another one of my favorite BattleBots is Nightmare. That massive vertical spinning blade. There is just something so appealing about that design, how it has so much potential. I'll never forget when he completely wiped out Slam Job. And I'll also never forget when Son of Waiachi completely blasted him across the box. You don't normally see hits like that in the old BattleBots. The new BattleBots, yes, but not the old one. Yeah. And let's not forget about Biohazard. It's a really interesting design, that lifting arm. And it's so short, so flat. It's a very unique it's a very unique heavyweight design. And something funny that I heard, Biohazard was actually the ring bearer for his builder, Carlo Bertocchini's wedding. That's really funny that your robot is the ring bearer for your wedding. It's kind of weird because Biohazard is so flat. You'd have to bend down to pick that up unless you used the lifting arm to lift it up. Oh man, that would have been so funny. I think one of my top favorite super heavyweights is Minion. Oh yeah, Minion. It's got a really cool, he's got a really cool paint job. Black with the blue logos and stuff and that Fireman Rescue saw blade. But Minion did not need that saw blade to become the champion in the first season. What people don't know is that there was also a 1999 BattleBots Championship for the heavyweights and super heavyweights, and my uncle, Larry Michael, actually hosted that 1999 BattleBots series. It was so funny seeing my uncle host a show that I had been fans with for so long. And he was a host of it before we even became fans of it, which is really funny. Yeah. Minion won that Super Heavyweight Championship. And Vlad the Impaler won that one too. I think one of my all-time favorite BattleBots fights from the old BattleBots was the revenge match between El Diablo and Ankle Biter. I just loved how well Ankle Biter got payback from Diablo after he knocked him out in Season 2. That was so great. Great match, great story. You know what I also really like about BattleBots? These are machines, not people or animals, and yet they refer to them as if they have gender identity. Whenever they refer to the robots, they refer to them not as it, but he or she. It's so funny. It's like they give these bots actual human-like character. And you know what? I think that's one of the things that inspired me to create my BattleBots characters. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but back in the day, before I liked 3D art, I was a big anime and manga artist, and I made an entire manga with characters that I based off of Battlebots. Battlebots characters except in human form. But I've really gotta say, if I ever remade those Battlebots characters, they would be vastly different than they were in that anime I created. This new version of the story, no heroes, no villains, just straight up competition in stories. No good guys, no bad guys, just a bunch of androids duking it out and socializing from time to time. Yeah. Probably in a utopian, futuristic world where humans, nature, and technology live in such great harmony that the world is basically a utopia. And the BattleBots were built for entertainment. They're kind of like boxing or wrestling matches, except with androids, and they've got their weapons, they've got their skills, their fighting styles. Like, flippers would be like wrestlers. They'd throw, toss, pin, and throttle their opponents. Those with saw blades would wield knives or blades or stuff like that. Rams would have spears. Hammers would wield, well, hammers. Axes would wield axes. Yeah. Would any of you guys like to see that? Would you like me to get back into that? Like, personifying BattleBots again? Would you like to see that? See the old BattleBots from all those decades ago come back to life in human form? Well, technically not human form, android form. So they look like people, but they're still robots. Almost like the Persicoms from Chobits, except they're really hardcore. Yeah. Let me know if you think that would be a lot of fun. I've already got an idea for Vlad's design. Ever seen a robot vampire with black tip fangs? Whenever I design these characters, I've got to keep in mind what the BattleBots are like. Gotta keep thinking of designs like that. But yeah, let me know if you guys would like to see that. From all those years ago, more than a decade ago I did that. If you want to see me doing that again, personifying BattleBots, be sure to let me know. Yeah, okay. Be sure to leave in the comments. And hey, if you like my videos, be sure to find me on Ko-Fi if you would be willing to donate monthly. I mean, majority rules, quantity over quality. $2 a month can make a big difference. I'd really appreciate it. Hope you liked the video again, guys. Bye.